exterior life. So we have to wait just a moment or three while the gears engage and the hamster wheel comes to life. The hamsters on the tube of you that start running rapidly to make all this work. There you go. We are in fact live on the tube of you. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How about on the Book of Face?
Yes, we have appeared.
Oh, marvellous. So it's sort of working then. Gosh, did we hit the ground running today? We've got so much to do, it's just not.
Yes, we were decanning Candle Club only moments before jumping onto the Facebook Live.
And Skittle was helping, weren't you?
Yes, she's still making bread on my shoulder.
I am frantically trying to get her to keep her tail out of my coffee. So
well, she's over here now.
Lisa has her reined in, so hopefully...
she's just little, Skittle.
She might be little, but she's the sport.
Good morning, good morning. It is...
Not quite.
Friday.
It is Friday. Good morning, Nessa. Happy Friday to you. It's not quite 11, but we're...
I've got Denise again. She's become a regular, and Shelley. And I can't see. But there's people.
There's people. There's people. And I see my friend Bob is asking me about PATV stuff, so I'm going to have to sort something out.
All right.
Because it's marvellous, isn't it? Good morning. Gilda says I received my ring. It's so beautiful. Oh, I'm glad it got there.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we sold 5 rings yesterday.
Oh my goodness, 5 gold rings?
No, they're all silver.
I could sing that.
They're all silver. Don't sing that. Oh, no.
Not that time of year.
It's not that time of year.
There's a story about that.
Yes, for when we sing the Wiccan version of the 12 Days of Yuletide, the Leos are always 5 golden rings, but it's 5 magic rings.
5 magic rings.
Of course, the Leos do it up.
Of course.
They're Leos.
We have to. Erin, what up, witches? What up?
What up?
What up? Yes.
All right. So I believe that you have now gone 11 o'clock.
Yes, we are.
Which means it's Elevensies, the morning show with Lisa and Anton.
I suppose I should put my coffee...
And on the Ube of Two.
The Ube of Two? We're going to spoonerize everything this morning. I think I need more coffee.
Yeah.
That's it. So yes, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Elevensies with Lisa and Anton. It is today, Friday, April 2nd.
Yes.
This is season 2, episode 2. So there's a lot of 2s going on. So we thought, being as it's Fantastic Friday, we'd continue talking about the 2 of us.
There you go.
I'm going to bore you to death eventually.
And this little cat is Little Skittle.
Oh, God,
who's 10, and she's very funny. She's got a Napoleon syndrome.
That's funny peculiar rather than funny
she likes to be rocked. She's very funny.
Yeah, you probably need a papoose for her. But
I need a papoose.
She
likes to come and sit on my desk when I do paperwork.
I don't know. You know, like cats have this obsessive compulsive thing.
She's a little bit.
Yeah, she's the epitome of that.
Anyway,
good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Savannah. Good morning, Aaron.
I think today we promised that we would tell
a story into the food stories,
of when I first got to...
We decided we'd go out and eat because, you know, you hadn't quite discovered my culinary prowess yet.
Right, and their fridge was a dorm-sized fridge.
Well, that's the size of fridges in the UK.
Yes,
that's another story
That's another story. We'll tell that in a bit.
Story,
yeah. So, he took me into Bishop's Castle.
It's a beautiful little place.
Which is the smallest and first chartered town in England.
It's the oldest chartered town in all of England. It's on the Welsh marshes. It's on the border between Wales and England.
And it's where the bishop set up his castle to collect taxes, you see.
Well, that's why it's called Bishop's Castle, I suppose. But
anyway, we did have a shop there for many years.
We did.
On
the high street.
We went down to his friend Nev's pub at the bottom of the hill called the Six Bells.
Nev got massive hands. He would make a pint pot look like a shot glass.
And he's a guitarist.
Bass
player. Yeah.
No wonder he got massive hands, you know.
All right. So we went into the Six Bells. Now, I'm definitely stranger in a strange land.
Perhaps, yes.
So we go up to the bar and order drinks. And I said, well, I guess I'll just have a Coke, you know, because it was like my first night in town and I didn't know anybody, and you know, so I did have a Coke. They said, would you like ice with that? And I said, yes, please. And I got 1 cube. And I thought,
one single cube of ice.
Well, that's odd. But in England, they really hate it if you fill the glass with ice and then charge them for a soda.
Well, that's right, really. If you think about it, you fill the entire glass with ice and then just put like a...
But we have free refills in most of those kind of places.
Not in England. You don't get nothing for free, mate.
All
nothing.
So then we sat down in the eating side, and I looked at the menu. And that's where the confusion came
It was
in.
on a big chalkboard
Big
where you
chalkboard.
went up to the window and ordered, and then they give you your eating irons
Right,
and all
okay.
that sort of stuff.
So on the menu were,
Mm-hmm.
say nothing,
My lips are sealed. Observe.
brains, faggots, and mushy peas.
Um,
That was the one course. The ploughman's lunch, and spotted dick. And those were the three things written on the chalkboard.
there were more, but those were the things that stood out.
No,
Lisa,
there
she
wasn't
was
much
just-
else. So I leaned over and I said, is this a gay bar?
What?
And he said, why would you ask that? And I said, faggots, plowmen. So he proceeded to explain the menu to me.
So a faggot-
Brains is a company like Sara Lee.
Yes.
And a faggot is a large meatball, which didn't really
Yes,
make them
it's-
sound any more
It's a
inviting.
savoury meatball in gravy. These are faggots, all right? I have no idea why... Where's Bertie? He's out back rolling a flag. Are you
Oh,
sure
that's
this
the
is
next
not-
story, yes.
This is not-
Yeah, that's
Are you
the...
sure this isn't a game?
Well, that was a different night, but then at least I knew what... I thought I knew what a faggot was. It was a big brain. It's meatball.
No,
Yeah.
it's Brains is the company.
Like Sara
they're
Lee, yes.
savoury meatballs. They're quite yummy. They are
So,
quite
and
nice.
mushy peas are disgusting. They're like mashed
yeah.
up lima beans.
I'm
Anyway,
not a fan of mushy
spotted
peas.
dick is
Yeah.
rice pudding with raisins.
No, bread pudding. Bread pudding.
And
With raisins.
the ploughman's lunch is a vegetarian, like, little platter with cheese and
Cheese
crackers.
and bread and Branston. Yeah, Branston and
All
pickle.
right.
You've got to have your Branston and pickle left.
So I forget what I ordered, but I don't think I had the faggots.
Maybe not. But
Then a
quite
couple
yummy.
of nights later, we went into Newtown
Mm-hmm.
and went out for a night to hear a band. And that's
Yes.
where I met Bertie, the man who Anton tried to knock up, apparently. And he came up to me and said,
Stop it!
he came up to me and said,
Stop
excuse
it.
me, I'm
He's
going to
my
go out
mate."
back and roll a fag. And I thought, well, that's rather rude.
No! Okay. Cigarette. Home rolled
Oh my
cigarette.
God.
You smoked.
But,
Bertie
you know,
smoked.
it was definitely stranger in a strange land. But now I can translate because I understand. But it was really hysterical. And I don't think you had any easier time here.
Oh, I think people just, they still look at me every day and they go, what are you talking about, man?
Well,
What are
you
you
know,
talking about?
but it is a different world. Like we went to a little eatery one afternoon on the way home and ordered burgers and fries. And the waitress left the table and I looked at him and I said, they didn't ask me how I wanted my burger. And he said, you're going to get it how it comes.
I am, Savannah is laughing her ass off here. I'm so hoping that at some point, there'll be people watching us back in the old country, because you went to one of the last bastions that existed.
Oh, Little
And
Chef.
No, this is the little eatery that we went to, if I'm not entirely mistaken, it was in Mahuntleth, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it
about
was in
that one.
Mahuntleth.
I
It was a
don't-
little cafe in Mahuntleth, and I think it was the last of the national milk bars. Seriously.
Well, that wasn't where I ordered the hamburger.
I think it was. It was a place just like Wimpy's, remember? And I can't remember if it
I
was
thought we were in
Wimpy's or...
Ludlow with the hamburger.
No, I think it was, we were in Wales,
Anyway.
it was Mahuntleth. And he said, well, how's the hamburger? And it's just going to come. They're like a hamburger. What do you mean, how does it come?
Well,
You don't
Mahuntleth
ask
is
for
still
these
a
things.
Welsh-speaking town.
Oh, very much so, very much so. But there's a lot of tourists go there. It's a very, it's near
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi. But it was either Wimpy or it was...
Well, I remember going to a Little Chef and ordering a bagel with cream cheese, and he ordered an English breakfast. And
Of course.
mine didn't come, and it didn't come. And like half an hour later, the waitress came over with the check, and I said, well, I never
Any
got
chance
my
to get my
bagel. And she
breakfast?
said, oh, well, I couldn't sell you the bagel because we're out of cream cheese. And I said, you still have bagels? She said, yes. I said, well, could I just have a toasted bagel with butter? Oh, no, it comes with cream cheese. Okay.
There you go.
So
No thinking outside the box there.
I think that New York is just so different from Mid Wales, and
Oh, and
and
how?
it's good and it's bad, because the lawyer in Welshpool or Newtown, he was hysterical.
He's from
Because
Newtown,
we,
yeah.
we went in and we're talking about Randolph. Yeah, we're talking about our
Lovely fella, actually.
our lease for the store, and he says to me, well, when would you like this done? And I said, well, I'm from New York, so yesterday. And he stopped for a second and he said, "Oh, well, I'm from Mid Wales. Perhaps sometime next week."
No sense of urgency. It's no sense of it. No, that's the one thing I have noticed, that there is certainly, I don't know for you guys watching us all over, New York has got a real sense of get it done.
Different
now,
vibe, get it
kind
done.
of. And especially
do it
in
once,
the
handle
city.
it now, yeah.
Especially, it's not so bad where we are.
Upstate,
It's a little more
calmer,
laid back.
yeah.
A little more laid back. But there's still
Different
some.
expectation.
They'll still lay on their horn if you don't, light up your tires away from the light. It's nobody has any patience.
Well, that's very New York. My brother, who lived in Virginia when he first moved down there, he called me to say that he was at a red light looking at his GPS, and he said, and the light turned green, and nobody beeped.
See, Savannah says New York is different than everywhere else. I'm a transplant too, and Erin loves our stories. So listen, I got a little story about Lisa's brother. His first day at a new job, and this was where he got lost. Oh, you didn't get lost.
That was my sister-in-law.
Oh, was it? Oh, you
Yeah.
just found a new way going. But where he hadn't got time to wait for the coffee percolator.
Oh, yeah, no, that's yeah. So my brother was Mohawk's corporate controller. He had a huge high-stress job, and he moved down to work for a school district in Virginia. And so he has a 15-minute break. So he goes into the break room, and the coffee pot's going. So he goes over and he takes the carafe out and he puts his mug under. And then he takes his mug out, puts the carafe under, and he goes and he makes his coffee. And there's a lady sitting at the table, and she said, "You're not from around here, are you?" He said, "Oh."
No. If you're stood in line and don't know what you want, get out the way.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, next Friday, I'll tell you about cooking Thanksgiving dinner. For sit-down dinner for 19 people.
Well, She was a bit of a celebrity. I mean, we'll have to say, in Wales, it's an interesting. We'll share
wait
this
for next week.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's time to.
In Wales, they tend to call you by your occupation. So we'll explain that next week. So and how we came to be known there, which is kind of fun. But God, time whoosh.
Yep, we could tell stories all day.
Oh, we should. It's far better.
We should
than
write
working.
our memoirs, actually. All right, card of the day. Woot woot.
Oh, not bad.
Prosperity. So
Ten
I
of
think
Pentacles.
that today is going to be a day of recognizing your gifts and pleasures and being grateful. So there's 10 pentacles. There are a support system of elders and family and friends and
Damn, even the dogs are getting on.
yeah, I think that this is today's card. My reading is enjoy and be grateful for all of the wonderful people and support that you have in your life.
It is. I mean, we are coming up to like the Easter break, and we would urge people to be careful. Maybe you've got your vaccine, maybe your family's got your vaccine. And that this is good and this is wonderful, but we ain't out the woods yet. So don't drop your guard. Yeah, it would be a crime and a shame to get sick just as we're getting to the point where people can get vaccinated.
Yeah, be careful if you're gathering.
But this does indicate very much like the family support unit and all of that, and a time to celebrate really what you have. And I love this heraldic shield that you see at the top here. And I'm going to shamelessly steal something that Christopher once said to us. Christopher Hughes, lovely guy, head of the Anglesey Druid Order. But he said, imagine if you just close your eyes for a second and imagine at your shoulders are your mum and dad, and at their shoulders are their mum and dad, and at their shoulders are their mum and dad, and at their shoulders are their, etc. And so you can just imagine this whole phalanx going out behind you further than you could possibly perceive, and you stood at the head of that and realized that you are the result of the love of literally thousands. So, it's a good attitude to have, and thank you for chiming in. Try not to set yourself on fire, please.
Or step on the computer.
There's another story there, and let's not. I think it's probably
recognize that
recognize
you're the
now is
result
probably
of the
best.
love of thousands. Have a wonderful day.
Yes,
Be thankful
indeed.
for all the people that are in your life.
Indeed. Thank you so much for watching.
And thank you guys very much.
We may be in a slightly different location on Monday. You'll have to wait and
You'll
see.
have to wait and see what happens.
So have a fabulous weekend and blessings.